It is 2025 and I cannot believe that. Everybody say it! To me, it still feels like I've been seeing all these posts like, okay, we're half a decade from when COVID-19 happened, and something like my brain just cannot fathom that. Also, I was born in 2000. I'm a typical 2000s baby, so I'm also thinking this is the year of my quarter life crisis. I'm halfway to my midlife crisis. I'm turning 25 this year. That is just insane. There's so much to look forward to this year, but I am super excited to chat in this video about my 2025 goals. So if you look back on my channel, I usually like to make a vision board, and I will show you what my vision board looked like last year. So I save it as the lock screen on my phone, so it just has like everything that I want to do. And then I also have another one where it has all of the goals written out. But this year I've decided to do something a little bit different. So not doing a vision board, but I am going to use the Every Girl. I love their like screensavers. So I'm using that as my lock screen. They have a new one every month. And I think that a lot of times, like, I make these goals, but I don't make plans to achieve the goals. Like last year, one of my goals was to learn how to play the piano. I didn't even touch a piano in 2024. So this year, my goals were really like to be more intentional. I only made 6 goals. And most importantly, I feel like over the past year or two, I've really grown in my faith, and grown in my relationship with God. And so it's become even more important to me to make sure that my goals are not just mine, but really like praying about what God has planned for my life and make sure that my goals are aligned kind of with his plan, as I said. So let's go ahead and dive into it. And again, like I said, I'm really doing only 6 goals this year. I really wanted to scale it down, make sure that they were all like, I'm not doing the whole like SMART goals thing, but make sure that they were things that were achievable. I did want them to be, like things that I could look back and be very proud of and just kind of like let those guide my life. So let's start with it. So the first goal of 2025 is to trust in God's plan. That one is so huge, and I really wanted that to be my number one goal because, again, I've talked about my faith and how that's very important to me, and if it's not God's plan for me to hit the other 5 goals on my list, then so be it. I don't want to be driven by my human nature, but rather I want to just kind of like learn how to sit back and really like pray, connect with God, hear what he has designed for my life instead of just being like go, 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 because I'm very future oriented. Like I have so many things that I want to do, so many things that I want to make happen in my life. And so yeah, just trying to be like realistic about that and learn to trust in his plan and be okay with his plan. And I think that's so important as I go into this year because I am applying to residency at the end of this year, or planning to apply to residency. And, I really just need his discernment in terms of, making sure that family medicine is the right specialty for me, which I feel like it is. And I feel like, I've prayed about that and I feel very confident about that, but really just, I have no idea where I want to go to residency right now. And so really just seeing like, where does he have, like, it wasn't in my, I guess, life plan to end up in New York City for medical school, but I feel like when I went there, I was like, yep, this is where I'm supposed to be. It's going to be a journey, but we're going to make it happen. And so just similarly throughout the process to apply to residency, doing away rotations, as I continue to grow melanin and med and my friendships, relationships, literally everything. Just really like making sure that I'm trusting in what he has planned for me, listening to him, and let's do this together. Number 2 on my list is 300 days on Duolingo. So I've always been interested in learning other languages and wanting to experience other cultures, but definitely being in New York City has re-emphasized the importance of, like committing to my goal of learning Spanish, because at the public hospital that we work at, over 30% of our patients say that they have a language preferred other than English, and a lot of times that is Spanish. And so it has been something that I've been working on. I took Spanish in middle school, high school, and college. I had a minor in Spanish. I was supposed to study abroad in college, but that kind of fell through. I did a medical service trip to Costa Rica when I was in undergrad. And I've really just been like trying to like put myself out there, especially in situations where I have the opportunity to work with a Spanish speaking resident or attending physician, and just being like, nope, I will sit in with you, because a lot of times I can understand the entire conversation in Spanish. But it's just like overcoming that fear of speaking in Spanish. And one of my best friends is a huge Duolingo person, and kind of like over the last, I would say 2 months of 2024, I started using Duolingo again, and I would have like streaks of like 30 days, 40 days, and then I just like, you know what, I'm not gonna do this. Well, now that I don't have to worry about keeping up that Anki streak, and I do really feel like this is like my third, moving into my fourth year of medical school, I'm going to have the opportunity to, take advantage of my hobbies and passions and do things other than like study for board exams. So Spanish is number one on my list. So I want to do Duolingo 300 out of 360 days of the year. It is January 2nd, and I downloaded the Strides app. I got ChatGPT to help me with that, and it's supposed to like help you with, building good habits. And I set the reminder to let me know like once a day to do my Duolingo and my other goals, and it didn't remind me yesterday, but you can see this is what I've set it to do. And so it has like the number of days that I'm supposed to do everything, and then my goals, and that kind of leads us into my next goal, which is 180 days of reading the Bible. I will say once again, like I said, I really feel like I've grown on my faith journey, and it's something that's really important to me. I feel like I found a church that I like going to in New York, and now it's just, okay, you found that community. I started like attending some of the young adult events, and also going to church on Sundays, and now it's really just like building that personal relationship with my faith. I really do think that reading the Bible, understanding the Bible is so important. I grew up in church, went to was on the choir, everything like that. But again, there's just nothing like really like reading the word of God and understanding that. And I feel like for me, it's something that I've always like put on the back burner, never really done. And 2025 is the year to make that happen. So some of the things that I am using for that, I got the She Reads Truth Bible. I just grabbed it in this simple like rose gold color, which I am obsessed with. It's also the color of my new phone. And then I also grabbed a devotional, because once again, I need something to like guide me. I can't just be like, you know what, let's read the Bible front to back. So I got this year-long Bible study for women, read the Bible in 52 weeks. And I'm also in like some Facebook groups of like Black women who Bible study, so I'm gonna try to get involved with that. But I'm really looking for like someone in New York City, another young Black woman who is also on their faith or journey and wants to maybe like just be buddy as we read through the Bible, keep each other accountable. So if that is you, definitely let me know. I put out a PSA on Instagram and didn't find anybody. I have some people that I'm going to reach out to that aren't in New York City, that are in similar phases of life to me, and I know have similar beliefs as it relates to faith. But I think it would be really nice to have someone in New York City that I can do that with. But I'm going to link that Bible and also the Bible study book down below, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated on how that is going. Next on my list, number 4, is 180 days of exercise, and I am keeping that one intentionally vague because I feel like, again, over the last 6 months, so like the end of 2024 is really when I started getting on my health journey. If you follow me on TikTok, then you'll see that I started a GLP-1 weight loss medication. I'm currently on Wegovy, and I have lost about 30 pounds so far, which is amazing. I feel like I don't see it like in the day-to-day because I look at myself in the mirror every single day, but when I go back and I look at old photos, I definitely can see a difference. I can feel a difference in the way that my clothes fit. And again, this is something that is talked about, you know, like how do you sustain this weight loss after you stop Wegovy or after you get to the maintenance dose of Wegovy. And I really wanted to utilize Wegovy not only as one thing that's just gonna like change my life, help me lose all the weight, but really use it as a catalyst to make better lifestyle changes for myself. And I will say, I have probably, like a lot of people, I've not done that as I should have. And so really want to take advantage of this year as I'm continuing to titrate up my dose, while once again I'm in this like end of third year, early fourth year of medical school, have more free time to make those lifestyle changes. So through my health insurance, I get to meet with dietitians, nutritionists. So I have an appointment soon to do that. The doctor that I go to that prescribed my Wegovy also is board certified in obesity management. So she's not just like throwing the medication at me. We talk about, you know, healthy lifestyle changes and how I'm going to manage those as well. And then it's really just on me to implement those. And so really want to get into the gym this year. I really want to make sure that, you know, I am doing a little bit of cardio to get my heart rate up, but the most important thing to me is going to be starting to do some weightlifting. This is not me talking as like medical student, but this is just like a layman person looking in the media, just as everybody else is, the muscle atrophy that happens with these GLP-1 medications, because as you're losing weight, like your body's just kind of like getting rid of everything. And so making sure that I'm eating my protein and also getting in the gym, doing kind of like strengthening exercises so that way I can maintain and hopefully gain muscle. And when I was in undergrad, I did like a personal trainer type vibe with my roommate, and I was super committed when I did that. It was less expensive because the model that we had was you do an initial assessment with the personal trainer, and then he has his own gym and he had his own fitness app, and it would upload workouts into your app. It had videos, it would change like the weights that you needed to do, and then he was there in the gym, and there was only 3 people that could make appointments to be in the gym at one time. So it wasn't like him one-on-one being like, you need to do this. But I did have an app that was personalized for me, and like I was just like, okay, this is what I need to do, this is the machine that I need to do it on. So I'm kind of I want to like give it another go on my own, and try to use some of the, you know, weights that I have available in my gym and different things like that before I do another personal trainer. But I did just get a new iPhone, so I have 3 months of Apple Fitness Plus, so I'm going to try to do that. I think the main barrier when it comes to exercising for me is just like overcoming this fear of like seeing other people in the gym being out of shape, and like, you know, I go in the gym and like people are like running like 10 times speed on the treadmill, and I'm like, I can do like 3.5, 4.5. And so it's just like a mindset thing, but it's like, you know what, everybody has to start somewhere, and it doesn't matter what other people think. Like, I have to do this for myself. I'm 24, gonna be turning 25 this year. Like, I still have, you know, everything in my body works, and I have the ability to get in shape, and I want to take advantage of that. So 180 out of 365 days this year, let's get into the gym, get our heart rate up, and make it happen. Okay. Number 5 of the goals is read 1 book a month. So I'm a Goodreads girly. So I think probably starting in 2023, I did like the Goodreads challenge. And I think 2023, it was 10 bucks, achieved that. 2024, it was 12 bucks. And I got to like 10 and a half. I'm finishing my 11th book now, but I guess it's a new year, so it doesn't really count. But this time, and usually I binge read books. So when I'm on Christmas break, I binge read. When I'm on spring break, I binge read. And I really just want to be more intentional about reading throughout the year, not because of like any reason other than I really enjoy reading. And I find that when I make that a priority, even if it's just like trying to read 15 minutes before bed, like, I love it. It's something that I enjoy doing. Living in New York, I can go to the park, I can go to a coffee shop. There's just so many places, and my friends like to read. And so that is one of my goals, is to read more consistently throughout the next year. Right now, I have gotten into the dragon books. I fear if you're not a dragon book girly, I was like, guys, why are we reading dragon books, or smut as people call them? And I'm like, I read Fourth Wing because I had 3 or 4 friends recommend it, and I'm like, you know what, I have to do it. So I bought it, and it was sitting on my bookshelf, and I'm like, I'm not reading this right now because it's super thick, but when I got home for Christmas breaks and didn't have anything to do, I dived into it, and let me say, I am hooked. So finished Fourth Wing, and then I am currently halfway through Iron Flame, which is the second book in the series. I've been listening to the graphic audiobook because my cousin had purchased it and then just like didn't get into it. So I've been utilizing that. And as I was taking some trips over break, I was getting my hair braided yesterday. I've been running through it. So I actually need to buy the second part of the audiobook. And as I was texting my friends, they told me that the third book is coming out this month, January 2025, I believe. So I'm going to try to finish Iron Flame, be ready for the third book to come out, and then I'm going to try to do this like mezcla of all of my friends. So I went to boarding school in high school, so I have two of my boarding school friends that want to read the book. Before I went to boarding school, I just went to like normal high school, and I have a friend that lives in New York from that high school that also recommended the book to me. And then I have two of my friends in medical school that also want to read the book. So I think I want to do like a mixed book club when the third book comes out and read it with different friends in different phases of my life. So yeah, I'm excited. Also got some books for Christmas that I want to read. So I'm excited to see what 2025 holds. I'm looking forward to it. Make sure that you follow me on Goodreads so you can see like the reviews of my books. I also like to like see what other people are reading, and yeah, you should just definitely do it. Okay. The last goal is related to my platform, Melanin and Med, which I have started. It's going to be 5 years next month. I started this account in February 2020, like right as COVID was happening. I was just kind of like, I'm bored, I'm alone, and this sucks, and I want a community of people as I'm navigating this pre-med process. And I found that within Melanin and Med, and it's really just grown to so much more than I could ever imagine. Being able to have a YouTube channel, Instagram, TikTok, work with brands on social media, work with brands in real life, connect with other people that are in medicine, that are in medical school, residency, and beyond. I just think it's so much bigger than I ever could have imagined, but it's doing exactly what I want, which is, you know, like demystifying the whole medical school process and increasing diversity in medicine, because it's something that we need. And my goal for this year is to once again scale up the business and hopefully reach 50K in gross income for my business. So we will see how that goes. Last year, I feel like it was really an investment phase. I really wanted to launch the Pre-Med Planner Journal printed version, which I was able to do, which has been so exciting to actually see like something that was digital and something that I'd been planning for, you know, about like 2-3 years, really like to have the physical copy in my hand, and now to be able to ship it out all over the country to people has been so exciting. I also have been developing my courses. So I started the year off just with my personal statement and my secondary course for people who are applying to medical school. And then by the end of last year, I was able to have a course on the activity section, on interviews, and also my most comprehensive course from Applicant to Accepted, which guides you through everything from creating a school list all the way to negotiating financial aid. And once again, doing application reviews for those in my courses, building my Facebook community for people enrolled in those. And it's just been super exciting to hear the testimonials from people that applied to medical schools, gotten accepted. And so I really want to focus on brand partnerships. So of course, my courses, helping pre-meds, medical students, everything like that is going to keep happening. But I really want the majority of my income to come from working with brands. So brands that are in the medical space, as we talk about, you know, like different gadgets and, you know, different things that can improve our health. Also, for people that are applying to medical school, there's a bunch of different companies that help with MCAT prep and pre-med coaching. So collaborating with those to bring you guys discounts for those, or just bring you awareness. But then also just going into things that I love. Towards the end of last year, I really started getting more into like buying new clothing that I enjoy. Really just like, I'm still simple girly. Like, you're never gonna see me in a Birkin bag. But you know, I'm an Old Navy, I'm a Target girly. I even love a little Altered State. And so hopefully collaborating with those brands and, you know, really get into like beauty and just everything. I'm just a creative at heart, I think, and so just being able to collaborate with brands that align with things that I utilize, and bring that to you guys while also, you know, not losing sight of what the end goal is, which is, you know, making sure that everybody who wants to go to medical school gets into medical school and, you know, just making all of our dreams happen. So phew, that was a lot. So those are my 6 goals for 2025. I'm super excited about them. Once again, really wanted to keep them manageable, really wanted to keep them to the core of who I am, who I want to continue becoming and evolving over this next year. I'm super excited to see where the year takes me. If you are new here, thank you so much for tuning in today. Make sure you click that subscribe button. If you are already subscribed, thank you so much for being a loyal subscriber. Make sure that you check out and connect with me on my other social media platforms, on Instagram, on TikTok. And if there's anything that you want to see in the new year, let us know. This is my cute puppy 7. Just let us know, and I will see you guys in next week's video.